Me and Typo decided we really just wanted to play Marlo and David as characters.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's what we played.
Perfection.
We just want to play that relationship as characters. That's what we're playing.
What is our relationship?
You guys
Apparently
it's
it's
just
Nick's
weird
and
conversations.
Chaos.
I mean,
Weird
I would say that
conversations?
Marlo's almost nothing like Nick.
you guys do have some weird conversations.
We don't have weird conversations. We're just talking about pretzels and watermelon
Listen to your
sours, my
stinky-
guy.
Other than loving nature, other than like loving plants
Right.
and nature, I'm nothing like Nick.
Oh yeah, no, nothing like Nick's. Trust me.
Marlo's like if Nyx was a hag in a swamp.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Who listen to a lot of metal.
Yes.
A bog Nix, if you would.
A metalhead swamp hag. Also, that's my next band name, Metalhead Swamp Hag.
I dig it. I buy the album.
I can just see the covers. That would be a very metal album.
So what you're saying is, I'm your muse. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds...
I'll take it. I've been a lot of things. Never a muse.
Cross that off the list.
But you've been amusing.
Oh!
Hey! Hello, friends. This is David White, and you are listening to Sins of the Father.
Once again, crackhead energy.
Oh god.
The
Yes.
levels
Right.
have
I
been
mean, you gotta
achieved.
Peak crackhead has been attained.
Peak Pinehead. Conehead, damn it. Pinehead. Idiot. I was thinking of a pine tree because it looks like a cone.
Cone. Oh my god.
Pinehead. Just walking around with a pine tree for a head.
Yes.
Oh man, some Christmas tree ass cryptids.
Let's make it. Let's make it a cryptid.
Let's make it.
Do it.
It's a new shirt.
Let's
CovenantMisconceptions.com.
Pinehead.
Instead of pyramid
Pine
head,
head.
it's a Christmas tree on its head.
Oh god.
That masculine symbolism.
Heck yeah.
Just got that cake. Just got that cake down
Your
below.
pyramid head
Just
do
got
have a
pine cone
dump truck
head.
ass, though.
Honestly,
You got a drunk croak.
Oh,
I don't.
wait a minute.
I don't
Speaking
run
of
away
dump
from
truck
Pyramid
assholes,
Head and Dead by Daylight. I go towards
What
him.
else did you buy at Goodwill?
I didn't buy anything at Goodwill.
That boy's
This is-
sick.
This is my dog groomer. Like,
Does he got a dump?
Was you about to
Does he?
see some dog groom a dumpy?
You checking out that dump truck while grooming your
I
dog?
think we've reached peak cockhead energy, by the way.
I need to see. Does the Gruber have some dump truck energy?
Show me this. Show
I'm
me your dog
trying,
groomer's
you
dump
guys.
truck
I'm
ass.
struggling because I'm laughing too hard.
Yes, perfect.
I'm working on it.
Perfect. That's
Perfect.
beautiful. I
Why
love
that
it.
poodle got a dump truck?
Why?
Poochies.
Why?
Oh wait,
I hate that.
What? Oh god, that is cursed.
Is your dog groomer a furry? Because that's worrisome.
Alright, so audience, this picture just
Yeah.
has this poodle's butt facing. Like the advertisement
damn,
is the poodle's butt for the O's in the name,
Oh my
and it's just
God.
like Pixar mom level thick.
True.
Yeah.
That poodle got those apple bottom jeans. Like, that's
Like,
ridiculous.
I'm not gonna lie, this
and the
poodle
boots with
probably
the
beats
fur.
Elastigirl.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
This poodle's doing the stair stepper at the gym. For sure.
So we
That's
got all kinds of
exclusively what they're
stingers
doing.
now.
Is that Malkai?
That was a lot of stinger right there.
Feel
Yes,
free to pick
yeah.
any of them. You got pink
Let's
pooch.
Yeah.
Damn,
jump into
girl,
it.
she thick. That's a thick ass girl.
That's a thick ass poodle. Oh God.
I was disturbed when they showed up because they're mobile dog groomers and they pulled up in front of the house, and I was disturbed.
Oh no, my neighbors. They're gonna judge me.
Are they here to
Oh
groom
my
my dog or
God.
what?
To their credit, they did great work, though.
That's good.
Yeah. So the camera's going to come to after the portal. And we see just this massive pile of books in the corner of a room as suddenly all 5 of you just come falling almost out of the sky out of nowhere, crashing into a pile of books.
Huh?
Hello.
Gets up.
I think.
Is this Rickett's house?
Rickett,
Is this my house?
Just-
Or is this
Is it
Rick's
describe
house?
for me what your book nook looks like.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So it is off of Rickett's like normal room, which is full of books, but it's just this little alcove with a bay window and a little seat with cushions on it right up next to the window, and it just overlooks this lush, beautiful garden down below. And Rickett, there's like stacks of books here along the wall that Rickett has read, hasn't shelved yet, and then has just put here. Maybe he's reading like multiple books at once. But yeah, I think we just crashed into like a pile of those books.
Okay, I didn't even mean to guess that. I literally just guessed that.
And then Jackson says, "That's not where you are."
Oswin will stand up and like he'll adjust his like head a little bit to get it to fit right, and then turns to the others.
Are you guys alright? I hope I didn't land on anyone.
Rickett pops up from a pile of books, and he has like a book that's opened on his head, and the title, you can see the title, and it says "Effect of the Eclipse," and he just like pops up. I'm fine. He looks at his hand. Is it still glowing?
It is not glowing, no. The arcane runes and lines that were forming up your arm seem to have receded, but your mark is now blue. It's not that white color anymore. It has changed. And it is just that dormant, dim, normal look to it.
You see Cinnamon Bun just kind of in a pile, and you just hear Vartash's voice. Yvalia, could you please get him off of me?
Oh.
I think in this pile, Yvalia and Vartash are both pinned by Cinnamon Bun. Yes. And Cinnamon Bun is incredibly confused. And maybe slightly irritated. Imagine Cinnamon Bun just kind of like flopping, and like the illusion's gone. It's just Cinnamon Bun with a buffalo hide on it. And it's just flopping their arms around, like, but it's like hard flippers basically, because they're like these pincer things, right? So it's just like, and like slapping books everywhere and like trying to stand up, but like kind of doing the like baby horse thing where it's like they're like having like trouble trying to get their feet planted. And then so she reaches up to Cinnamon Bun and like gives Cinnamon Bun a pat and says in a very sweet voice, though pained, Hey, buddy, just calm down, okay? Ow. I think there's a dictionary in my spine.
Oswin will take his staff and hold it like a little bit above his head, and he will. Necrotic fire will burst along its length, and it'll turn into an axe. But it looks like a shovel, so he's going to start just kind of scooping the books out for you guys and digging you out of it.
Awesome.
The best of his ability.
Oh, wait. These are very specific piles. This is crime, fictional crime. This is adventure. Wait a second. Rickett looks around. This is my room. What are we doing in my room?
And it dawns on you, Rickett, that all organization in this room is gone.
Yeah. Oh, it will take months to get all these sorted. I can't wait to read all these books again to sort them.
Oh god.
I just imagine, like, my headcanon on that is, like, he starts to sort them and gets distracted by them so much that he just has to, like, read them.
Yes.
Before.
Yes,
Absolutely.
This is based on David's dilemma this summer of organizing his comics and then getting distracted and reading the comics
Yep.
Oh god.
to see if I wanted to
I
keep
feel
them or
that.
throw them away.
Mood. I think at this point, they Yvalia and Vartash have dug their way out from underneath Cinnamon Bun. Why was there a portal to your room, Rickett?
I don't know. It would not make sense for the terrorists to have an exit to my room. Maybe I made an exit of my own.
Well, if I kind of could give it advice, but, so, how I got here is through my own way of getting through from the Feywild, so, like, we can get through portals through to your world. So, if it's kind of that similarity, maybe there's, like, a way that your guys' marks can maybe get you to other places in your world?
What the four of you realize, looking at Nyx as she is explaining this, is that symbol is on her hand now. The symbol of heroes, as you call it.
Nyx, your hand.
Yeah, what about it?
Vartash
Looks
like
at the-
puts his hand.
It looks like probably
on
the wrong
hers.
hand at first, he's like,
Vartash
Yeah?
like grabs her by the hand and lifts it up, and like shows next to his the same symbol.
Just like a just dead stare at that and silence.
Yvalia whips around and looks at Oswin. And then looks down at his hand.
You see no marks on Oswin's hands as he slowly, confused, lifts them up to show you both sides of each hand. There are no
gauntlets.
marks.
Why didn't Oswin get him?
I guess it's just not my destiny. Fate works in strange ways, and, but I care about Vartash and Nyx, and I'd like to be,
Oswin like abandons that line of conversation.
I'm happy to help you whether I have a mark or not.
I mean, you're welcome, obviously. Just weird to me.
Oh, that's fine. Oswin thinks you're saying it's weird that he was about to say, "Oh, I'd like to consider you guys friends as well."
Oh.
I don't think Yvalia picks that up. Just kind of
It's
looks
fair.
at
I'm more interested in why was Nyx suddenly what happened?
Well, I think at this point Nyx is just walking in circles, and she is just like talking and no longer common. She's just talking in Sylvan at this point, just to herself, mumbling, just walking in circles.
Rickett is gonna like slide into the frame with like a coy anime face on. He's like, let's hope it means a hero and not something else.
Well, what else could it mean? I mean,
I don't know. I'm still adamant that it means hero, but everybody else is doubting it. I was trying to make a joke. And he slides back out of the shot.
Wait, if we're here at your house, maybe your dad's here. Maybe we could ask him. Or maybe he has a book about it, right?
You're right. I'm gonna sprint through a stack of books towards the door.
Stack of books just clatters onto the floor.
I don't have the heart to tell him that was the last organized piece of it.
oh, where's Mother when I need her?
Let's go.
Okay. I'll worry about this later. You know, it's fine.
I think we all need answers for what these are now.
Roughly, where are we?
Apparently we're at Rickett's house.
That's in Harville?
No. Jackson kicked us out of his own city.
He did it this time. It was his fault.
Because
It's like
of
a several
reasons.
days journey, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a few days.
It takes a length of time to get from.
It takes us
Oh.
a narrative appropriate length of time.
It takes a while to get out here. I mean, I don't live far from here either.
So... Okay, then my theory kind of holds up still. Well, ignoring this thing, but my theory kind of still holds up because it's still similar to like traveling kind of in the Feywild where like you could pop out somewhere a lot farther. So, let's talk to your father? Yeah, that'll work. Let's see if he can maybe help us.
So following Rickett as he bursts through the stack of books and into, you said it connects to your bedroom?
Yes.
And you follow Rickett into his bedroom, you have to, much like in the room you just left, navigate around piles of books in almost what seems to be a single walkway through the room to the door.
Yes.
And Rickett, you open it.
Absolutely.
You open the door, and stepping out into the hallway, you're confused for a second as you realize that none of the lights are lit in the hallway. And it's very quiet.
How do I turn on the lights?
Magic.
Yes.
You have a phrase that activates the lighting.
Alexa,
Yeah.
turn on the
You
lights.
essentially
Hey,
have
Google.
magical Alexa.
I'm home.
Sorry to any listeners who are listening to this out loud around the Alexa.
We're
I
not
really
sorry.
thought-
It's hilarious.
I'm not sorry.
Alexa,
Yeah.
play Despacito.
You're welcome.
I run out. I see the lights not lit. Loot next. And then each of those boing, 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 down the hallway in either direction flick on. Father, are you here?
You hear no reply.
Mother?
Silent.
What was the light situation like coming through that bay window in my reading nook? Was it day? Was it night? Was it the same time as it was in Harville?
Daylight is draining outside. It is going into nighttime.
Okay. I'm sure they're having dinner in the dining room. This way.
Okay.
So, usually, the Covingnell Manor or whatever, is it like a bustling place, like where there's people moving about, or is this typical?
From the times you have come to visit and stay with Rickett, there's always a myriad collection of aspiring scholars and other academic types performing experiments, research. It feels like a scientific kind of campus. There's always something being learned or tested or experimented with to try and further results. But there is no signs of anyone being here.
Is this like a hoarder's situation where there's like stuff everywhere?
Not hoarder's level.
I think that was just my room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ricket's a hoarder.
I was gonna say Ricket's room's like book hoarder. So
Following Rickett through these hallways, there are like little end tables and dressers and stuff, furniture where you will see like the occasional schematic for something or like stack of research papers, organized and clean, not the disarray of Rickett's room.
It was organized.
It was organized to Rickett
In his own way.
but to everyone else it was disorganized.
Vartash made him.
As we're kind of moving along the hallways and stuff, as we pass doors, Yvalia is gonna like give a quick bang like with the side of her hand on them to like see if there's any response out of any of them, and then like if nobody responds, she's gonna try to open the doors.
The door's open. There are no responses. And you just see empty research rooms, bedrooms.
Rickett, something's wrong.
It's fine. They're just having dinner in the dining room.
No.
I'm sure all the research assistants have gone home for the day.
I hope so, Rickett.
I don't think so.
Rickett is continuing to march, confident that nothing is wrong down his hallway, all down his home hallways.
Like leaning over to Vartash, is just like, friend Vartash, is this normal? Is something wrong, or?
I mean, I've never been here. Yvalia seems to think something's not right, though.
It just feels very quiet for a home.
I mean, my home was always very quiet and empty, so I don't know.
I don't know, this just feels very empty.
I don't know, maybe I'm just used to it.
You all continue following Rickett as you open. Rickett, you walk up and open the two double doors leading into the dining room. And inside, you see the remnants of plates and silverware, like dinner table being set, and it was stopped in the middle of it. And you see sitting at the head of the table where your father usually sits, in front of it, the chair, is an open parchment letter.
I quickly rush over to it.
Scurry over and pick it up, and reading through it, it seems to be a missive from the Council of Aravel, requesting the appearance of Rickett Covingnell. And in the letter, it does not express the reasons for his summons, and you see it signed by Valtanieth.
It seems your father summoned my father to speak at the Council of Hairville. I hand the letter to Vartash.
I look at it and make sure that it's my father's handwriting. I assume it is.
Give me an insight check.
With my +0 modifier, I got an 18.
Nice.
You know 100% with certainty this is not your father's handwriting.
Ooh.
Father didn't write this.
Oh no.
What do you mean? His name's right there.
His hand...
No.
His signature normally has... He's artistic. He likes to give a bit of embellishment, and this is all wrong. I've forged it enough, I know. Like...
Throwback to season 1, Vartash, do you still have your father's journal that you found on the island?
I would
It has his
imagine so.
handwriting in it?
Yeah, I would
It
imagine
has
so.
his handwriting in it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pull it out. Look, it's not the same.
What? I grab the letter back real quick, and I'm looking over it frantically.
When is that letter dated?
Is it?
2 days after Rickett, you and Yvalia left for Haravel.
2 days after?
Or one day after. 1 day after. I'm sorry.
1 day after.
If they called him, where's everybody else?
Why would someone call him using my father's name?
Could it be the man from earlier? The one with the mask?
This is so much bigger than it sounded. I don't know.
You said-
This is...
Didn't you guys say your parents had these marks?
At one point, they're gone now.
If these people know about them, though,
I would assume
are
so.
they in danger?
It's possible they wouldn't know that those marks have disappeared from them. If that's the case, then they might have called them assuming that they were still there.
They might not know that you are the next ones. They would assume your parents, maybe?
If they have any connection to the betrayer, they would. He saw us directly. We fought him.
Rickett is breathing a little bit quicker and a little more shallow as he keeps frantically reading over this letter for a clue.
Mix. Can you... you've traveled through portals very often, or at least have some experience with the Feywild. Do you sense any sort of... time dilation?
Well, I mean, I've had enough experience in my home. I could look around and see if there's anything. Not sure what exactly I'd be looking for personally, but like, you know.
Just for clarification, Oswin, what do you mean by time dilation?
Any sort of like, you went in the portal today, but came out a week later.
I see.
Oh, like us moving in different
Something
time.
that might give a
Yeah,
time to something to happen.
Having been here before, it's, I'm assuming, a pretty neat and tidy, orderly place.
Yes.
When Oswin says this, Yvalia, who's like staring at this letter that her friend is holding, turns and looks and says, "That's a good idea, actually. It's pretty tidy, so usually, is there dust? Is anything rotten?"
Well, the letter came in on that day, and then this... Okay, let's look around and see. Worth a shot, see what happened.
So for any who would like to, roll an investigation check.
Vartash is gonna kind of grab Rickett. Rickett, does your father have a study or something? Maybe we can find some information there.
That way.
With my my -1 to investigation, I have a 17.
Vartash is gonna go to the study and try to look there.
Is anyone else rolling investigation?
I rolled a 15.
Oswin, what are you doing?
Oswin will kind of look down at Rickett, kind of worried about how he's doing. And he will kind of like go behind Rickett and just like place a arm, like he'll reach out to place a hand on him and kind of like draw it back and then place it on him.
Are you alright, Rickett?
I don't know.
I rolled a 0, by the way. Natural 1 minus 1.
We'll get to you in a second. Rickett, go ahead.
Your father, from the stories I was told, your father was a very strong person. I'm sure that they're fine.
You're right. He is the master of the arcane arts. He can defend himself. Yes. Yes. And he's gonna fold up that letter and place it in his handbag. Or not his handbag, his, what is it called? Messenger bag. He sticks it in his clutch.
Oswin will mutter a brief incantation, and the soft, very subtle whispers will kind of seem to emanate from him again. And another spirit will flow through his arm and into Rickett. You feel a warmth, Rickett. As well as a subtle feeling that, like, someone is there behind you helping.
And I have a D4.
You have a D4.
Good. Now that I am out of my stupor, I'm rolling to investigate with that D4.
Okay.
Oh my god. Or 15.
You do also important.
I did, but I'm not going to use it right now.
That's fair.
I'll save it.
Yeah. So the 4 of you that are still in the dining room, kind of looking around the room, checking the kitchen that is located next to the dining room and the food storage. There is bits of aging, it looks like, in the food stores, and there is dust that has begun to settle across the dishes in the kitchen and the dining area that hasn't been disturbed in a little while.
With it, does it give like so as like we're like looking at everything, but knowing the date of, hey, came in on this day, one day after they left, and then we came in on that day, is there like approximate like, hey, it's probably started going bad around this time, so possibly like something happened around a certain time period between like when we were having our moment with like the guy up there?
From God?
From the time you made landfall and the events throughout Harville, this level of rot and collection of dust would not be possible.
Mm-hmm.
Hello friends, and welcome back to episode 4 of Sins of the Father, season 2. I'm your dungeon daddy, Jackson Chandler. I'd like to give a shout out to our newest patron, Joseph Knoll. Thank you so much from all of us here at Sins of the Father and the Misconceptions Podcast Network. I'd like to remind you that we are on the path to hitting $500 a month on Patreon, which will allow us to provide our editors with a pay raise to say thank you for all the incredible effort they pour into making our shows shine. Don't forget to support us on iTunes. If you leave us a review, send us a copy of it to misconceptionspod@gmail.com to receive a free Sins of the Father decal. That's all for now. Let's jump into the next episode of Sins of the Father, Season 2. As we cut to Vartash.
I got lost in the house.
Yeah. And you keep kind of wandering as they're doing all this investigation. As Rickett just prattled off like, oh, you take a left and then a right and then you go upstairs and just listed off a bunch of directions just haphazardly as he was just lost in this stupor.
How'd I get on the roof?
You keep making your way through this manor, and you think you're on the right track as you see the frequency and quantity of what look to be the research notes and schematics and blueprints, that kind of stuff, begins to increase. And then you come up to a door, a much more ornate, like fancier door than the other rooms, with the Covingnell like symbol on it. And you open the door. It is not locked.
Okay.
If you wanted to open the door.
Yeah, I'll open it.
Okay.
This must be the right room.
As you turn the doorknob and open the door, you see what looks to be just disheveled chaos. As there's furniture tossed, books and documents are scattered across the floor. You see scorch marks on the floor in one spot, with a half-charred mask laying on the floor. And looking at it, you see that familiar symbol on the mask. And this is all from the doorway. As soon as you open it up, you see all of this.
I'd like to do a sweep for any kind of, like, tripwires or magical, like, traps or anything like that. Just kind of with my eyes, just looking for anything before I step in.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Are you proficient in perception?
In what?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got expertise in it. I rolled a dirty 20.
Okay. Looking for, like, runes, like the explosive runes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like anything that would be a trap, essentially.
Scanning the room from the doorway, you don't see anything on the far end of it. Any kind of mishaps or clear spots where the books won't touch the ground. But your gaze turns to... You just barely catch it in the door frame. There's a very thin, almost see-through tripwire.
Ooh.
About ankle high.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Okay. I'd like to follow it and try to find a way to disarm it.
With your dirty 20, you follow the tripwire and you see that it leads up the doorframe And then hanging above the doorframe, you see a number of vials that are stoppered with a much larger bottle hanging underneath them. With the smaller bottles have a very distinct greenish colored liquid to them, and the bigger bottle is about half full with a clear liquid.
Okay.
From your travels and working with the pirates and everything, you've seen this green liquid before. It is alchemist's fire.
Oh, God.
And there were multiple bottles of it.
I would definitely like to try to disarm this and remove those.
So give me a sleight of hand check.
Sweet.
Now we have alchemist's fire.
Okay. 18?
Yes.
Nice.
18?
Are you going to do this all from the outside of the room, or are you going to step over the tripwire and do it from the inside? where you
If
can
it looks
get a
like I
better-
can do so without tripping it, I will go inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. With
Okay.
your perception and stuff, you see it's not like double wired to
Sure.
catch someone stepping over the first wire.
Gotcha.
So you step through and you move up and you pull out one of your daggers and hold on to one of the vials. As you cut it, you feel a slight bit of slack go in the wire, so the other ones kind of drop a little bit, but don't fall. You have one vial.
Cool. But the tripwire is still active?
Yes.
Great.
This was now stepping on the other side. Whoever did this is a professional.
Oh boy.
It is multi-layered tripwires hanging these things as separate sequences. If one of them fails, the other two will still go off.
Okay. Awesome. Well, if it explodes, it's a little better. I will just leave it and search the room.
So roll an investigation check.
Come on, please.
Meanwhile-
don't roll another one.
The other four, you've now collated your information and figured out that some time has passed since your travel through the portal.
Oh no.
And also, Vartash is not with you.
I roll a 15.
Okay.
Okay.
So, it would seem that whatever Rickett's weird glowy magic hand thing did, it's kind of on what my original theory was with, like, portal jumping from, like, the Feywild. It's kind of in that similar sense, it looks like. But it looks like we kind of may have lost a bit of time somewhere. I'm not sure how much just yet. I still have to figure that part out. But
Yeah.
definitely lost a bit of time here. And,
Yeah, there's a lot of dust.
it's a little more than should be here.
Yeah.
Which means we probably should maybe figure out where everyone's at. Has anyone seen Vartash? I don't really know where he's at.
Did he go with Rickett to the study? I know where the study is.
Rickett is
I'm right here.
still.
Oh.
Rickett's right
Oh.
You turn around.
Oh, I thought you guys
I'm
were
right
going to
here.
the study.
Vartash went to the study.
Oh.
Well, what's a study?
It's a place where you keep your books and you study.
Exactly.
I don't own any books.
What?
I actually don't own a book, and actually, I think the first time I've ever really seen a book. I crashed on some of them. They were really comfy.
As Rickett's entire world just crumbles
Yeah. If you'll excuse me, I have to leave this room. He walks out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say something? Should we... Was he gonna go find Vartash? I guess maybe he just went to go find Vartash.
Yeah, I think we should go too. I don't know what to do, but we might need to gather up and see if my family's okay.
Oh, yeah, we need to go check yours, and you said it's how long to get back to Harville? I don't know if we're gonna... It's been a few days. I don't know if Vartash's dad's gonna be there. I don't know, it's...
Yeah, this is concerning.
I could, you go find Vartash really quick. I'm gonna do a spell and see if I can send a message to him. Maybe. Bear with me.
Okay, just... I guess stay here, because this place is kind of sprawling. It's hard to find your way around. It took me like 4 visits before I really kind of figured it out.
No problem. I'll be right here. I'll stay right at this spot. And she sits down.
Yeah, Yvalia's gonna bound after Rickett.
And Nyx is gonna start doing magic. Do the magic. The druid magic.
The magic.
You've got the magic.
I will also do a little bit of magic to see if I can track some information. As Oswin will glance around.
I'll check to see if there's anything supernatural going on here.
And he will give an utterance of,
Meddlings of bane and boon take form before me in the weave of destiny. Reveal thy presence. Glimpse fate.
and he reaches out his hand, and the thin threads of light take form before him, visible only to him, and he kind of glances around looking to see if there are any supernatural goods or evils that are currently affecting the world. Effectively detect good and evil.
So you don't, as this magical effect happens, Oswin, you don't recognize any creatures outside of Nyx who you're familiar with, as far as that part of it's concerned. But what you do detect is that every space within 30 feet of you, that was the range, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This ground is desecrated. And
I see.
Very dark, foul magic was used here.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
So, question: Is it since I'm familiar with necromancy? Do I get the vibe that it's necromancy or a different kind of dark magic?
I won't per se say it's necromancy, but it's familiar.
Adjacent.
Okay.
There is a darkness here. This place has been tainted by a great evil. A supernatural one at that. We should not linger too long here. Such places are not exactly safe for those of more positive alignments.
Nyx, what were you doing? Or attempting to cast?
I'm gonna cast augury.
Okay.
As Nyx is kind of not really pulling out like the normal gems that you'd probably see other normal people would pull out or like anything like that. You just see her pulling out all sorts of like stones of like fairy stones and all sorts of like petals and flowers and all sorts of other like weird sparkly gems of like things that are just shiny to Faye that they love. And she just kind of rolls a bunch of this stuff around and throwing it around her. And I'm gonna try to go and do this. And she is gonna look into images from possible omens. If it is a good option for us to go to find Yvalia's father.
Yvalia's father.
Or any of the heroes in general. As she's like thinking of the heroes that are older.
Okay.
Because they're kind of mostly gone.
The omen you get back. How do you cast the spell again? Like, what do you specifically do?
So she kind of like lays out a bunch of like different gems and then like has petals of sorts all around them. And has a bunch of like little fairy stones kind of like encircling around them.
As you are casting this, one of the windows cracks open and there's a breeze that comes through and pushes the petals into a flurry, and as they land within your fairy stones, you see the symbols for the Sylvan equivalent of yin and yang, good and bad. Balance.
So good and bad results for going after this. Okay.
We should catch up to the others.
That's not the exact answer I was wanting, but I guess it's makes sense.
Wait, are we the only ones here? The two of us?
Yes, it's you and Nyx.
Okay. I just want to actually stop. Like, he's about to go off to the others and he stops. He like kind of like looks around a corner to make sure no one else is there.
Nyx.
Uh-huh.
Are you alright?
Fine. Why do you ask?
I mean,
He kind of like taps his metal hand and just like points to where hurt mark is.
Oh. Honestly, I have no idea. Really, I don't think I'm supposed to be a hero. I mean, you know, the Soccer sent me, but I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense. He sent me to go and help them. I don't understand why I would have the mark. That doesn't even make any sense. And he's definitely not explaining anything.
I suppose it makes it easier. I mean, you found one. You just have to look in a mirror.
I'm not really a hero. You could have said anyone else. I mean, there's plenty of other people in the grove that could have done this a lot better than me, probably. I mean, I'm not exactly, you know, the best in everyone.
Nyx. I'm not sure I haven't been around you most of your life, but for the short time that I've, been here, you know, outside of my cave, you've done a lot for me. You've already saved my life, so I'm pretty confident you can save some others.
He kind of places an arm on your shoulder.
Besides, the other heroes are also very young, too. So, even though they've already kind of got a bit more experience than us, I'm sure you'll be fine. And no matter what happens, you had my back when I needed you. So, I'll have your back.
Thank you, friend Oswin. It's just kind of, well, there's kind of the one little detail I left out, though. That hero thing, the thing about that is, we don't really have that word in my language. So, it's kind of, the best equivalent for us that we came up with that made sense in your language. So
Oh.
it's sort of like a... I don't know how best to explain it in your tongue, but it's kind of like a, well, anyone who gets the mark could be good, but has the choice to be bad. So it's, I mean, you can be a hero. It's just that doesn't necessarily always mean you're a hero. And I don't know what...
So it's like a symbol of potential then.
Yeah, in that way, it's kind of potential. And I don't really know who out there could have had it that might be, good. I mean, there could be more people, and I don't know. I mean, the man from earlier, I mean, if whoever this... I don't know, these people could be possibly other people that were like that, who chose a different path. I don't know.
Oswin kind of raises a finger to his chin and thinks.
If it's possible for the mark to be given to those who with ill intention, but it is perhaps intended for heroes, perhaps that's why you were chosen. You're a good person, so perhaps it's hoping that you will help to guide them on a good path.
I hadn't thought about it that way.
I would be smiling if I could right now.
Friend Oswin, you look at things a little differently than I would. But that's a good thing sometimes. I hadn't actually thought about that. Huh. Well, I mean, I like everyone there. Vartash is really good, and Yvalia and Rickett are really good people, so I don't think they'd ever be evil. So, I don't think we have anything to worry with them, but I'm not sure if anyone else is out there with this mark. I guess we'll just have to keep a close eye on anyone? I don't know.
I'll keep on the lookout for it.
Well, for now, let's go.
With my -2 perception.
Yeah, keep an eye out. Stares off at the wall.
It's hard to look for things when you don't have eyes.
We should go catch up with the others. They need to know that this place is tainted.
Yeah, and I guess I should let them know. I mean, my results weren't necessarily good. I can't reach Harville from here. I guess it's a little further than I would expect. I don't know your guys' world enough. A lot of things are a little weirder here than at home. But I can at least let them know it sort of good, sort of bad results. We'll try to keep it positive, though.
Yeah.
Stay positive.
We'll focus on the positivity as long as we can.
Positive. Okay, let's go.
And as they go off, Oswin stays for just a moment more, thinking to himself about what Nick said about the potential for good people, the mark to be on good and bad people. And he remembers some stories that he's heard about how heroes don't always remain heroes.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
And he continues after her.
Come on, you silly bollock.
Back to in the study.
Yes.
In the study, Vartash. As you are kind of rummaging through the wreckage of this room and pushing aside papers and everything, looking for anything of note or interest, you notice some scratching on the floor and what looks to be some blood as you hear hurried footsteps behind you, quickly approaching the door to the study.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn quickly. And can I see them running towards the door?
If you peek your head out, yes, you do see
Okay.
Rickett and Yvalia right behind him, hurriedly coming to the study.
I'm gonna poke my head out. Stop! Don't come through this door.
Why?
Just,
What did you find?
if you walk through this door, it will probably explode.
What?
I'm gonna pop back in and grab the mask and just kind of hand it out to them as they're walking in.
Is that the explosion?
No. Something happened here. I think your father was attacked. He fought them off. There's burn marks and...
What?
It looks like there was a fight here. And there's a trap set up here. I've managed to remove one vial, but it's more complex than I've ever seen.
I want to go check on my family too.
I think it's a good idea. I don't think we're gonna like what we find, though.
I have to know.
I know.
I have to see for myself. And Rickett's gonna walk into the study.
Crap.
Do you point out to Rickett the tripwire?
Do I want to blow up Rickett right now? No, of course I
Yes,
can point
you
out
can
the...
just get rid of all of your
Let me
problems.
just get rid of them one by one.
right.
No,
Wait, hold on, Rickett. 1 second, Rickett. Let me just step over here. Yvalia with me. Okay, Rickett, you're good. You're good.
I think Rickett starts to step down onto it, and Vartash just shoves him back.
Ah!
Watch your step. And he points out, like, runs his finger, like, points it across the door frame there.
And Rickett, you notice a tripwire that is not something your father would do.
A tripwire. A clever device, just like the one used in Spider Without Flaws. I'll be careful. I step over the tripwire.
Yvalia stays on the hallway side of this tripwire, but speaks into the room.
So, who sets up the trap? Why? If they already got rid of everybody, do they want to destroy the place?
Question.
Is this part of a bigger trap?
And
Would I recognize this as something my father might do?
seeing as how it's just like a tripwire trap, your father would have the knowledge to set this up.
Okay.
But whether or not he did, you can't tell.
Sure.
Yeah, but he is skilled enough. You've seen his craftsmanship, his dexterity, that this is something that would be a trap he is able to very easily set up.
But, like, if there's just been a struggle in the room,
Right.
someone had to set these traps up afterward. Why?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously whoever set it assumed someone would come back here. So either they're wanting to stop someone from discovering what happened, or they're trying to stop someone from coming back and finishing what they were trying to do.
After Rickett has like taken in the destruction around him and kind of come to grips with it, he nods his head. Presumably, a trap would be laid to, 1, destroy any evidence, and 2, to keep anyone from raising an alarm. Maybe there is a clue somewhere in this office.
Is this where they keep the sending stone? Like the communication device that we've been using?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the sending stone.
What does that mean?
Maybe whoever set this doesn't want whoever finds this to be able to communicate it.
Where is the sending stone?
Its usual place, it is sitting atop a pedestal in the corner of the room next to the windows that look out into the courtyard of the manor. However, the pedestal is barren. There's nothing sitting atop.
The sending stone is gone, Yvalia. It's not there anymore.
If your father had to flee, he probably took it with him.
Yes, that's a possibility.
Then there has to be something else here. They wouldn't set up a trap for nothing, especially not something this intricate.
Yeah.
I agree. Vartash, where have you looked so far?
I don't know how far I got in my investigation with the 15 that I rolled earlier.
Mostly to one side of the room, Vartash was investigating, rifling through the stacks of books and stuff that had been overturned in front of the wall where the bookshelves line it. And as you ask this, and Vartash is kind of describing his thing and points out the scratch marks on the ground and that trail of blood that he'd started to follow, you both notice that on the table, the desk, Vartash, you kind of notice it and pointed out to Rickett as you were describing it, there is what seems to be some kind of blueprint or sketch of the city of Harville. And what you notice is it's from the top down. The treetop district, the upper district, the lower district, the ground district, and you see under that is a large open space with, in the sketch, what it looks like are lacing catacombs and aqueducts and what looks to be the remnants of a city under Harville, as if it was built on top of the remains of this city. And this, for Vartash and Occam knowledge, since he lived in Harville, there was never any mention of anything being beneath the city.
Did you know there was an undercity?
No. Nothing in the histories of Harville that they teach mention it. We need to check on Yvalia's father, and then we need to get back to Harville. It all seems to lead there.
Oswin and Nix, you are managed to follow voices and find your companions.
I imagine
And
it's
our-
just literally them stumbling and just opening doors. Are they in here? Nope. What about this one? Nope.
And Yvalia very quickly points out not to go into the room.
Yeah, don't go in there. There's tripwires.
Oh. I see. Well, right. This entire place, I've scanned it. I've looked through the threads of fate, and it seems like this entire place has been coated in dark magic. It's been defiled. Something profane has been pulling at the threads of fate in this area.
Oswin, as this is kind of what managed to lead you guys towards the correct destination, you were feeling this pull of darkness and negative energy that got stronger as you approached the study.
It's strongest in there. I don't believe it's necromancy. It's not familiar enough in that regard, but I can recognize it a little bit, but the members of my father's court used all sorts of dark magics. I can't identify which one.
What?
Can Rickett steps into the doorway. Can you pinpoint its source?
Oswin will try to focus and see if he can pinpoint. He'll hold up his hand and towards the air and follow the lines of the threads of fate, seeing if he can trace down the ripples that are kind of echoing out along them.
As you do this, you said you go into the room with. Do you go into the room with
Yes.
Vartash pointing out the tripwire? Okay.
Yes, very slowly.
So you very gingerly step over it, and pulling at these threads of fate. All of these darker threads seem to be coalescing from behind the bookshelf on the wall.
His hand kind of slowly glides through the air until it reaches a point, and he just finger straight ahead towards the bookshelf.
Vartash looks
It's
at
there.
Rickett. And he, does your father have another passage or something?
I'm not sure if he does. He never told me. I run over to the bookshelf. Also, I take that blueprint and fold it up and put it in my messenger bag.
Just mark that down in your inventory.
Yeah. Oh, I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vartash will help Rickett with
okay.
whatever he's doing.
And
Yeah.
you-
I'm just gonna pull each book from the bookshelf and turn to Oswin. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No.
Vartash is doing the same thing now.
As both of you are working through the books, Rickett, you know that your father is not one to keep multiple copies of the same book on his bookshelf. As you were starting at the top of it, near the middle of the shelf, you notice the book has... Bleh. You notice a duplicate book. If you want to give it a name, it's a mystery novel.
Oh, yeah.
Since you have all these mystery novel names ready.
Wait. Why would my dad have two copies of Memories of the Immortals? I reach down and pull that one.
And there's a click. As there's...
Surprised Patrick meme face.
Of course, there's wizard study, and there's gonna be a bookshelf hiding something.
Yes.
There's the creaking of stone grinding as this bookshelf recedes into the wall and then slides out of the way. And you are, the three of you in this room, are hit with that wave of acrid, rotten meat and blood. As you see the remains of a dead body, a hole blasted in it with what looks to be whatever hit it, tore through this body and ate away at it, deteriorating it and making it rot. Almost as if it's a zombie at this point. Is what your eyes see as you follow the blood trail leading from outside into this room. And you look up as the bookshelf recedes all the way and clicks. The light shines into the room. And on the wall, scratched into it, with a blackish ichor kind of writing, it says, "You can't hide forever, little light." End of episode.
Woo!
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Next episode will be released on April 25th. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Sens of the Pod. If you weren't aware, we have a Discord channel for the Misconceptions Podcast Network where you can chat about your favorite shows and anything else nerdy with all of the crew and other friends of the show. We also launched a merch store where you can fulfill all of your nerdy misconceptions and Sins of the Father needs. Just go to misconceptionspod.com to check out everything we have to offer. If you need to contact us, you can send us an email to misconceptionspod@gmail.com. Sins of the Father is only possible thanks to y'all, so we'd appreciate it if you would spread the word about our show if you enjoy it. If you're feeling especially generous, you can always donate to us through our Patreon page. However you decide to help, we greatly appreciate it. Sins of the Father is an actual play podcast using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition role-playing game by Wizards of the Coast. The Sins of the Father theme was composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. Sins of the Father is a part of the Misconceptions Podcast Network. That about covers it for now, and as always, keep rolling crits. Welcome to Season 2!
Oh, no!
Going through the portal to bring us here caused the attack.
Man, I feel
here.
really good out here with
Oof.
Yvalia, but let's just have a
But that
chit-chat,
creep-
though.
But the creature is dead, though.
Yes.
That creature, the betrayer's not.
Yes.
GM, detect good and evil. Is it alive?
Oh, you mean the zombie
undead?
thing? Nah, probably not.
Oh no, I'm talking about the giant squid
Oh,
boy
yeah, no, that's
Legend
dead.
of Zelda
No,
creature
that
that we fought.
that thing's dead, yes.
Yeah, and that thing called we don't know that. But it called Zephin Little Light.
Yes.
Oh,
Wait,
it
no, It called us
did.
Little Light.
It called us Little Light too, didn't it?
Yes.
I don't know if it called us
Maybe.
Little Light.
Yes.
I don't remember.
I think
Tentative,
I think
yes.
It
it
definitely called
did.
Zephin Little Light.
I think that's crazy. I'm super interested.
I think
in
it
this.
did when we were on the boat.
Yeah, when we were on the boat, it said like it smells. He could like smell us or sense our dads or something.
Yeah,
on
he did
us.
say something like that. Oh,
Yeah,
Wh-
so he's
what
the only one
you-
that has said
what-
that phrase.
He is the only one that has said that phrase, to your knowledge, yes.
oh boy.
Hey, I have no idea what that means for us.
Definitely
but I mean,
the
you
cult
know.
of the betrayer.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. This is so cool.
Murder mystery investigation in the midst of
Yes.
a violent uprising and rebellion.
So cool. This is gonna be
Yes.
dope.
Tune in next time to Dragon Ball Z.
Nope, wrong show.
And every time I have to explain what I joined when
just
I
like-
tell friends that, yeah, I'm gonna be on this like podcast called Sins of the Father, and they're like, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's a fun, friendly, like teenage kids
It is
adventure. It's so cute.
It's
Anymore.
it's trauma
totally-
bonding at its finest.
It is,
It's
in fact,
drama.
Trauma bonding the TTRPG.
Honestly.
Grizz bonds are formed through shared suffering. The narrator
Honestly,
of
though.
Darkest Dungeon 2 told me that.
We have continued our
Overconfidence is a slow, insidious killer.
we have
That's right.
continued our trend of not using our MVRP
Yes.
point. So sorry about that.
Well,
Oh, you're right.
I should have used it on the zero, but
these,
it was too funny.
these first couple of episodes are all build up
Sure.
to when like things start happening.
Slow
Yeah.
Then you'll wish that MVRP point rolled
I
over.
know.
burn.
I mean,
All right.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
we got to award an MVRP point for next session.
this one is so difficult. I have no idea who to give it to, honestly.
Yeah,
These
I
two
know.
episodes
Everyone
had so much
good.
good
was
stuff.
so good.
Same.
We did so freaking good.
Yeah.
This was a good episode where everybody had like good story beats and exposition and moments.
Both
That's what I
episodes, they were
Mhm.
both fantastic.
Honestly.
That's all I want.
Like,
Yeah,
there were
fuck
solid
it.
moments from every single person. I was just like, yo.
I definitely think Oswin deserves it this time, personally. Just because of all of the drops. There's been so many points where, like, he's given us information, and we just go, what?
What?
And, Yvalia is, like, I made a note that Yvalia is, like, first of all, you said necromancy, that you're familiar with it. Then you said your father's court. Who's your dad? And then there's dark magic users in that court.
And you can sense dark magic?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
I just want to point out also, with Oswin dropping all of this, it's not like very serious, tense moments. It's just casually, oh yeah, I know necromancy. Everyone turns and just looks at him.
My father's court
We're
casts
just
all kinds
talking
of dark
about-
stuff.
Yeah.
Huh?
We were just asking what kind of breakfast you wanted.
Yes.
I very much love it. It is very, it's very nice.
He's gotten too comfortable being around Nyx and just being able to talk around, like, yeah, I have necromancy, what about it?
Nyx has rubbed off on him. She's just like, yeah, I'm from the Feywild. Did you want to know?
Hi, I'm Nyx. I'm from
He's
the
like,
Feywild.
yeah,
Hi,
I
I'm
do
Oswin.
necromancy.
I know
Did you want to know?
necromancy.
No, don't do that.
The problem with Oswin's magic is he can't really hide it because all of the incantations he has to say out loud are just horrific necromancy incantations.
That's fair.
He does.
Like, that detect good and evil is probably, like, the kindest incantation he
He does
knows.
in fact draw his magic from the darker side of magic.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to second that vote.
He doesn't have to be used for evil,
I'm
though.
going to second that vote for
2
Oswin.
votes. Boom.
Yeah. I was, before Marlo said, I want to jump on this train. I want to pretend like I was always here. But I was also thinking about giving it to Oswin.
Yeah, honestly.
Because the description of his spells, and yeah, the little lore drops and the little moments. I think I will cast my vote for Oswin for MVRP.
Yeah, spell flavoring always goes a long way for me, too, because I'm such a big fan of it.
Yeah.
As anyone who's listened to
Yeah.
Trove would know.
Because we like to be extra on these podcasts, and our
So
spellcasting are definitely allowed to be as extra as possible.
Oh,
Yes.
I will also go with that because having known Typo for so long and knowing his spells, it hits every time when I hear him do any sort of spell. I'm just like, yes, I'm excited for what you're gonna do. Please, what is it this time? So yes, I was waiting for Oswin to do something, and now I'm like, it hit right there. I'm loving it.
It's kind of a moot point, I guess, at this point for me, but I'll give it to Rickett because of the play going up to the portal, actually, and taking the lead to actually get the thing
Yeah,
open.
that was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even if it means you may have lost your family because of it.
I've noticed that Rickett finds his bravery in curiosity, and I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as he's like investigating something and like curious about something, yeah. He's a lot braver.
It's good
I'll
stuff.
follow.
You know what we should do at one point? We should just give this MVRP point to Dungeon Daddy and see what he does with it.
Oh no, please
Nope.
don't.
Bad idea.
No.
Don't do it.
Bad idea.
Yeah. Well, Dungeon Daddy, have you cast your vote for MVRP?
Well, no, but I was going to follow in Typo's comments of, it's kind of a moot point. But I'm giving it to Oswin as well. So unanimously, Oswin, you were the most valuable role player of the session.
Yay!
I will say, I
Congratulations.
do think everyone did a great job overall, though, because
Oh, yeah,
everyone hit.
absolutely.
These two
Amazing.
episodes were very nice.
Yeah, these
We're
are
back,
good.
baby.
We are back.
I think after episode 1 and 2, we're like, even with episode 1 and 2, like I was like, everyone did good. I personally didn't like episode 1 and 2 for me because I was like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know how to feel my voice yet. I don't know where the heck my character's
Yeah.
at. But like
It's
episode
hard.
3 and 4 really
Yeah.
like, I got the idea now here, and it feels like the story's like solidified all of our characters together.
I will say that you guys jumping into a show with established character dynamics, the first 2 episodes were really solid. Like, it felt like you guys like found your voice and found your way into this group really well. So, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
I will admit, there were a couple parts like this. The first 2 episodes, I was a little bit iffy about too, and it was a large part of it was actually that Oswin and Nyx have some similarities in their they haven't seen much of the world, so they're both that alien visiting another planet kind of character. So this session I try to deviate a little bit more from Oswin being quite as clueless about the world, and try to lean more on some of the aspects that make him a little bit different.
It is interesting having 2 characters from vastly despairing backgrounds with that similar mindset, though. So it's interesting because you're getting a very different spin from each side.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was trying to think of it as like, yeah, that similarity was coming across where I was like, we both feel so naive that I wanted to like come into this thinking going, okay, I'm naive like about this world, but I'm still smart about my world, and I could bring that character's traits over. So it was like, oh, hey, I know this thing in my world, maybe it works somewhat similar in your world?
Sure.
So just kind of bringing like something that's like, okay, maybe that still works without being too naive anymore. But honestly, fun. I loved it. I'm ready for next episode, guys. Let's record again.
For sure.
We need to call, Dungeon Daddy one more time, and that's it.
I mean,
I need to call you in. Hello, Hello, Dungeon Daddy.
There we go.
So smooth.
That felt
smooth
right.
Jazz voice.
hello, my child.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Well, you're all awesome as always. Those of you listening, thanks for giving our show a shot, and you're awesome. You keep us going. For those of you that stuck through the show notes and all of this nerd out, I forget what it's called, after party. You're just a little more awesome than those other viewers.
Yeah, you are.
True dat.
So, thanks a lot, everyone. And, as always, keep rolling crits.
Yeah.
Woo!
Great.
Alrighty.
That's good.
Fantasy Father, where are we going?
Hey, call me the
Get a
correct
5-ass
name.
rating.
Dungeon Daddy.
Yes. Say
Dungeon Daddy.
Yes, my child.
it. Yeah.